Hey y'all, it's your boy John Talla, and welcome to episode 4 of the Big Boy Basics. Today we're going over isolations versus compounds, the pros and cons of each type of exercise, and generally how to implement them, at least how I implement them into my program. If you're new here, this is a series on the basics of weightlifting, how to program a 3-day full body split, so I'm going to have this all in one playlist and one long video over the upcoming year. Now, disclaimer, this is a simplified series, so it's not going super in depth, but it's going to give you a great overview of what you need and what you need to do in the gym. And this is influenced by my own personal style of training, so keep that in mind. Now, let's get super basic. So what is an isolation exercise? An isolation is a movement that only uses one body part. So like a bicep curl, you're only isolating your bicep. A tricep extension, a skull crusher, you're only using your tricep. Even a pec fly, you're only using your pec. You're not getting any other muscles involved. You're only trying to stimulate one muscle. Now, a compound movement is a movement that uses multiple muscles. So let's say a bench press, you're going to incorporate your chest, your front delts, and your triceps. Squats, you're going to use your quads, your glutes, other leg muscles. An overhead press is going to stimulate your shoulders, your triceps, and many muscles at once. So why compounds? Compounds, you'll hit multiple muscles at the same time. Progressive overload is very simple in the beginning. Adding more weight to the bar is much easier on a bench press versus a bicep curl. If you were bicep curling 100 pounds, you'd be a monster, but bench pressing 100 pounds is not much at all. Also, it's great for ego lifting. We love the squat, bench, and deadlift because they look great when you have a ton of weight on them. So the limitations of compounds, though, is as you get heavier, it will fatigue your body a lot more. It's a lot more taxing on your body. You cannot be squatting 405 every day with RPE 10, which we'll get to later, and not expect to feel some tweak in your body. So you have to have this in mind as you get heavier on the weights. Personal opinion for me is they're higher risk of injury, generally because people ego lift with these. They do weight that they should not be doing, and that leads to that. And the last con is no one actually cares how much you bench, despite what you think, even on this online fitness space. So why do we need isolations? It targets the muscle you actually want to work. While a bench press will work your chest, if you really want to work the chest, maybe you need a pec fly in there so you can do extra stimulation without any other muscles getting involved. They're also generally easy to recover from because you're not going to go super heavy on many isolations. I mean, you can get heavy, but it's not going to be like heavy. No one's pec flying with 300 pounds. That'd be ridiculous. And isolations are needed because if you want maximal output, if you want maximal growth for each body part, you will need to stimulate it independently so other body parts won't take over on a certain movement, so you can directly target that muscle. The limitations of isolations, though, are if you wanted to hit every single body part, you'd have to do so many exercises. So if I wanted a upper body workout, I'd have to do a chest isolation, front, rear, and side delt isolation, tricep, bicep isolation, forearm isolation, back isolation, trap isolation. Like, it would be so many exercises for one workout. It would just be ridiculous. And unfortunately, isolations don't look cool besides the bicep curl. So which is better for hypertrophy, isolation or compounds? Both are actually needed for muscle growth. It's the yin and the yang. You need both of these if you want really good muscle growth. I've had videos on why powerlifting won't get you jacked, and I'm going to put these videos here. You cannot only do powerlifting styles and then expect to get jacked doing only that limited training. You need both. You probably won't have huge biceps without curls. They can be stimulated on chin-ups and pull-ups, but you won't get huge biceps without them. I mean, my arms are finally growing now, but it's because I've been including extra arm work and stimulated them directly. I've been stuck at below 15-inch arms for a long time, but since I'm actually doing arm work now, they've exploded and I'm past 16. And on the other side of the coin, you probably won't have a huge chest only doing flies. You need the compound movement for these major muscles as well. You need the mix of these two type of movements. Don't be a purist. It's okay to mix things. Get the yin and the yang of lifting the isolations and compounds in your program. So beginner general recommendations, and still how I program a lot of these, is I generally have 2 compounds and the 1 isolation for the major muscle groups. So basically back, chest, and legs. So let's take an example for the chest if you want those huge melons. One day you could bench, get your heavy work in. Another day you could fly, get your isolation in, work for your chest, and then let's say you want to do a dip the next day, another compound movement. You could get all this work in very easily in a week and not feel super fatigued, stimulate a lot of muscle groups in a workout, and then have your isolation day for your chest. And then the quote of the video from Hunter the Barbarian: "No man has the right to be amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable," by Socrates. Thank you, Hunter the Barbarian. I really appreciate that. If you guys want your quote in the video, make sure to comment down below your favorite lifting quotes. Real or fake, I've been doing pretty stupid ones, but it's been fun. And then the major question, well, what exercises should I do for my compounds and isolations? You actually have to wait till later in the series, because up next we're going to do reps, sets, and volume recommendations, and we're going to have videos on all the types of isolations and compounds for each body part and how to stimulate growth. But next time we're going to go over reps, sets, and general volume recommendations for these isolations and compounds. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. I'd greatly appreciate that. And consider subscribing to the channel, as I'll have a huge playlist of all these videos later, and also some other fun content as well. Peace.